What is the importance of the community having a voice? Well, voiceless people have nowhere to look or where to turn. The answer is found in another question. How do you have community when you no longer have neighborhood? We are scattered all around the greater Puget Sound area now, and what has traditionally been our neighborhood is now gentrified from under us. And one of the unifying factors has been the media, the printed media, the voice media, newspaper, and radio. And these are elements that have helped to hold our community together and give us some voice. And if there was no one else to speak for us, the newspapers, the radio has done that and has done an excellent job.
Thank you for this opportunity to save the black voice in the Seattle community, Tacoma African American community. The black voice, as we know it, is the radio stations here, KRIZ, KZIZ, KYIZ, and KBMS down in Southwest Washington and Portland, Oregon. These voices has been around for 30 years in January. In order to expand our station, we had to do engineering and to get nighttime signals and increase our daytime, and that required technical support of professional engineer. And this is where we had to go to the banks to get that loan. The last one, of course, was the KZIZ down in Sumner. We expanded that station from a 500 watts to a 5,000 and 1,000 watts at night, which and had to move the site, which required considerable financing. Our bank, our original bank, loaned us the money. The first time we borrowed money, and it loaned us the money to do this work with the extension that we, every 5 years, our loan package would be renewed and reviewed. And unfortunately, that bank went under. The FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Commission, came in and sold the assets to another bank. That bank refused to honor the original conditions of extending the loans and covering the balloon payment, and matter of fact, calling in the loan. That is why we have to raise $1 million for a million reasons. The million reasons, of course, is the fact that we have been in this community, serving the community whenever needed. So we need to save our voices if we can. Now this is very difficult for me because we've always been able to manage even through the worst of time and be able to support those things that are important to the community. But right now we do need the community's help, and there's a couple ladies, Reverend Ruth Saunders and Reverend Kitty Ward, came to us and said, we can do this.
I'm Reverend Ruth Saunders, and I'm here with Reverend Kitty Ward. And we're coordinators for the Save Our Voice campaign for KRIZ Z-Twins radio stations.
Thank you so much for listening in on this. We need your help. This station has been helpful to the community for over 35 years. This radio station has always sought ways to help the community. You and I are the community. We are the African American, the black community. This radio station has never asked why. It always looked at reasons why it could do what it did. So with that in mind, we are asking for help. We're asking you to volunteer. We're asking you to give monies. We're asking you to pray. We're asking you to be involved. One person makes a big difference. You make a big difference. This radio station has made a big difference in our lives. Now let's help it survive. I understand, Ruthie, that we need the monies by December the 31st?
December 31st, 2013. Now we realize that that's coming upon us quickly. That gives us less than 30 days to raise $1 million. And we know that with man that's literally impossible. But all things are possible through God. So we're depending upon God to show us ways to raise those monies. And yes, we're depending upon the small and the large donors. And we'll be sending out email messages and Facebook messages, and we'll be reaching out not only to our family right here in Seattle, but to family and friends and communities around this nation. And so small contributions, none too small, and certainly none too large.
We need you to tell everybody, this is the time to gossip. Here, let's hear it. Gossip. Tell everybody how amazing the station is and tell them that you want them to help, okay?
Save our voice. And what does it mean to save our voice? It's really about saving the voice of the Black community.
Yes.
This is not about Kris Bennett Broadcasting staff and
That's right.
employees. It's about those of us who listen and hear the radio 24/7. The Black voice is the voice of those crying out
Yes.
to saying, I'm hungry,
Yes.
I'm thirsty, I need clothing, I need shelter. Because these radio stations sponsor humanitarian efforts like the toy drive, the food drive, the coat drive. We've been here for the community when the community cries out. And as Kitty mentioned, there are several ways to give. Primarily right now, you can write a check or a money order, and you can send it to KRIZ, Save Our Voice Capital Campaign. That's KRIZ, Save Our Voice Capital Campaign. You can make a check or money order, and the address is 2600 South Jackson Street, Seattle, Washington, 98144. You can call the radio station at area code 206-323-3070, extension 120.
But we must celebrate the fact that this is a Black-owned business and we must not let it disappear from sight. When it disappears, there's a part of us that will disappear.
I think it is very important for every community to have a voice. You know, when you don't have a voice, everybody just ignores you. When you don't have something or someone to speak for you, you really get taken advantage of, and we don't need that in the African American community at all. We've been taken advantage of enough in the last 300 years, and so consequently we always need an outlet for our real opinions and for our real gut, so to speak, because no one can speak for us the way we can, because only we have experienced our past. And actually, when I think about arts, and I've been doing this for 60 years of my life, every place that I have been, and I've been all across America and in 33 countries, everyone tries to imitate the African American style of singing, of dancing, or all kinds of genres of music. And so arts are always important, whether it's the spoken art, the dance art, the musical art, the written art. Everybody tries to do it and emulate African Americans, and yet we don't get the credit for it all. But I don't get angry when I go places and see people trying to imitate us. I just simply say, well, can't keep the mother country down. So the importance of a radio station is, there aren't enough words to express it. It is very vital because you can get, it's instantaneous. It's not like a newspaper where you have to wait until it comes out a little bit later. The minute something happens, you need to have the information in the hands of the people, and nothing can do that like the radio. Instantly, you get an opportunity to express what needs to happen, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. So whatever we can do to save the voice of the Seattle community from a Black perspective, we need to do that.